Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor. I'm back at y'all again. Yesterday, I threw up a post pertaining to me becoming homeless in my next life. And I threw up that post for a reason, because I wanted to see how many were still thinking on a literal aspect of what homeless is. We are conditioned to assume that homeless is negative due to what we see in our society. And this shows that we're not thinking for ourselves. How can we call ourselves African people of consciousness when we can't go beyond literal aspects of things that condition us in society? For an example, what is a home? A home is a physical component that houses the reality of what you are. So I'm inside of a body that houses me. So I would rather be homeless and out of this body knowing that I'm free. Think about what I'm saying. I'm going to give you a better example. A lot of people go to church in a physical building, which is housed to many Christians. It is housing for many Christians to come to on Sundays to give their money, for the pastor to be able to carry out his agenda on the congregation, to throw his spells on the congregation. Right? But people don't really need to go into a church to congregate or to reach what they call their God self in the realm of their own reality. They don't need that. And this is where you become oppressed. And this is why I said that I will become homeless in my next life. I don't want to be in a temple. I don't want to be in a body. I want to literally be out of my mind. You ever heard that before? You out of your mind? But guess what? That's a good thing. Because anybody that I talk to today that is out of their mind is more intelligent than those who think that they are in their mind. Do you get what I'm saying? So, this is not for me. This video is not, I'm not making this video to say that you are lesser for trying to understand a certain type of subject that I put out there that you didn't understand it correct. I'm just saying that I'm glad that I made the video, because we need to start looking at it, because a lot of the people were so-called African consciousness, of African consciousness, who made these statements asking, why would you want to be homeless in the next life? I even had a so-called conscious brother who even went on to comment to ask, why would you want to be stinky and dirty in the next life? Don't you know that your ancestors exist everywhere? Your ancestors is not only in yesterday's history. Your ancestor is in today's history, reincarnated as what you assume to be homeless people out there in the corner. That's why you got to watch what you say to people. You got to watch how you treat people. Because some of those so-called homeless people out there on that corner have a lot of credibility in other past dimensions, where you might go after here and you might need those people that is in a corner that exists in that past or in that future. And I'm not looking for everybody to understand everything that I'm saying right now. But there's a lot of so-called African spiritual people out here today who is asking the question of, why would you want to be homeless in the past, in the next life? It's time to graduate. When I say I want to be homeless in my next life, I'm talking about being homeless on a much more deeper playing field. When you are inside of a jail, you are housed. You are being oppressed. You are inside of a body which is connected to a system that we call the matrix. You are being oppressed. And this is why we still ask questions and we seek it for answers from people who have their own destiny, because we want to always be housed. We physical beings. We like what we see. But we like what we see with the two physical eyes. We're not liking what we're seeing with our spiritual eye or our third eye. Because it's more comfortable, it's more easier for us to accept things that is in the physical, because you are worshiping yourself as a physical being. And that is against the law. Animals don't know that they're physical. So therefore, they don't look for property to be owned by them, because they're not property. They don't see themselves as property. Homeless people don't own property. They don't see themselves as owning property. So I come to take everything that you thought was negative to turn it into a positive. Because there's more homeless people out there that will help you and give you their last than the same people that you're sitting beside in the so-called conscious community. Than the same people that you're sitting beside in your church. The same people that you're sitting beside in your mosque. There are homeless, so-called homeless people out here that will give you their last before the people that you think is with you will. So it's time to broaden our mind this year. All right? So with that much said, Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm out. Peace.